Hi everyone, Katie with Universal Ostrich Farms. It's been a weekend. I tried to spend some time with my kids. It was my niece's birthday, and in all of that, with all the joy that I felt, I've had a really hard time. And I mean, it's to be expected. My mom phoned me in tears. She's still very broken and she's hurting, of course. We're very upset. We're very on point to be fighting for justice for every one of those birds that died a malicious and evil death. But the pain is real and we have to identify with that. I got a phone call from a supporter today, and the healing that has to happen here for everybody, there is so much healing that has to happen. But we have to remember that we need to stay there for each other. And we have to remind each other that we're not alone. Now, I did make a little post. It's been really hard to stay focused. I've had some anxiety to do with what's happened, as I'm sure a lot of people around the world I know that are suffering with just sleeping at night. It was only 32 days ago that this happened. It's been 11 months, almost 10 months for our family along a ride of terrorism by the Canadian government, Canadian Food Inspection Agency. But it's been 32 days since almost 1,000 gunshots, too many, shattered the peace of our home, and CFIA waged war on our innocent animals and brought their weapons to our land. Today I need to share something that's shaken us even deeper, which a lot of you I think may have already heard. I know Luca put it out. A woman at the Vancouver landfill, who was part of receiving the ostriches at the landfill, said that they needed to do a count. So they had to roughly count as the animals are coming in, and when they were being dumped, all of that precious life of 35 years, that they could only do a count of roughly about 230. So we're asking the question, I mean, every Canadian should be determined to getting the answer to, and that's, where's the missing 84? Where did they go? And why were they not accounted for? So, and why, 2 weeks after CFIA worked through the night, which we all know, they were working through the middle of the night, was the number 79 spray painted on the inside of our kill pen that got built on our farm. A kill pen that should have never existed, and where CFIA was supposed to maintain custody of our animals, and they weren't to do anything else. I have so many notes. So because where we stand, that interim stay that Supreme Court granted was an interim stay order that bought CFIA time to prepare. Time to prepare the kill pen behind right behind everybody's backs. They're not feeding our animals. They weren't watering them properly. There was animal cruelty happening in front of all of our eyes. And that is what that interim stay order really bought, was them time. So they had their answer long before the world did. And we do know that the Supreme Court of Canada gave them time to prepare. And the minute they were ready, they started. And not with compassion, not with science, and not with empathy, no love, and no respect for the living souls that those animals were, but with the barbaric cruelty, shooting our healthy, terrified animals that were running for their lives. Birds who had grown up together for 35 years, protecting one another and trusting humans, and trusting us that we would be able to save them from any kind of barbaric action like this. And when they died at the hands of the very species that we got them to trust. Every day we wake up, we look at the empty pens when we make our way down to the end of the laneway. When we're there, my mom doesn't leave. It's safer and more comfortable for her at home right now. The mess that CFIA left behind, that hay pen, not the hay, but the straw, the bedding that's everywhere, blown up bales, and they cut all the strings on the full ones just so we can't even move them and lift them. And then I think all this destruction that they were allowed to walk away from under the RCMP protection. And I think that's also one of the hardest things for the human mind to grasp. How was this allowed? How did this happen? And is this really Canada? To all of you who message us, broken, sleepless nights, depressed, please know we understand. We feel it too, and we are right there with you. 32 days. 32 days isn't a long time, and I don't even think that a big amount of time is going to be able to heal this one. The only thing that's going to be able to heal this one is that we don't stay in the darkness, is that we use our pain for righteous change for all Canadians, to do something good for our future of our children and our grandchildren, and to show the world that we can rise up. I know my mom and I have been talking a lot about her and I starting to rebuild, and that gives us some hope and some strength, because by rebuilding, we know that there can be a lot of healing in that. The time frame we don't know yet, but we want to create a family ostrich farm, something within our family personally that is going to be a place of healing and education. People can come to learn and connect and stand right beside these prehistoric wonders and heal with them as well, just like we will be able to. We've located some of our babies, actually, from our birds that were murdered on November 6th and 7th. And we're just kind of hoping to bring them home, if that's a possibility. So if anyone wants to possibly support that journey, please reach out to us. We don't know what that looks like yet. It's all brainstorming. But to bring those babies home would mean the world to the world, I think, and have a place of healing and legacy where we can have full transparency with one another, not like Canadian Food Inspection Agency does. We can be open with our feelings and where we're at with pain or happiness, and we can begin again. This is how we could honor them, and this is how we can rise, is by showing Canadian Food Inspection Agency that they didn't take the very thing that we find so righteous, and that is our fight and our passion for loving animals. I said it before and I'll say it again, that accountability doesn't always look fast and loud. I know that this is a long one, sorry, but accountability, I promise you, we are working every single day at getting for the world and justice for every one of those animals that were murdered in the middle of the night. We will not let November 6th and 7th be silenced or be forgotten, and I know you guys won't either. Those days that the marked gunsmen came into our property, government declared war on our innocent animals and all of us that day, those days, because they say they didn't come back on the 7th and shoot. We all know that that's a lie. We heard them on the morning of the 7th firing their guns again. This is a movement where we have to rise, where our leadership is going to be tested, where people are going to stand up for our farms, our future, our land, our animals, our livelihoods. And we have to remember, there's a beautiful woman that just taught me this weekend. No is a complete sentence. So, and we just say no to killing healthy animals, especially when they've never been tested. I think we need to remember that division is one of their oldest tools in the toolbox. And when we are divided, that they have the most power. So it makes people forget their strength. It distracts them, it isolates them, and it weakens movements now faster than ever. So we need to stand united, because divided we fall, and we have to remember that we're unity for immunity. Believe in immunity because immunity exists. We have to love each other, love everyone. We have to we are a family, become a strong family, and do not let them in. Together, truly together, we will win this. And I do believe that. And I know my mom believes that. And our farm believes that. The ostrich story is not over. And neither is ours. So rise up, Canada. Rise up, world. Today's Manifesting Miracle Monday. And I'm just headed back to the farm now. And it's going to be a big, beautiful day full of many miracles. And I believe in every one of you. So thank you for standing united with us. But we have to keep asking ourselves the question too, where did those other 84 ostriches go? Who's lying? Is it the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, or would it be the landfill? Because I don't think the landfill has anything to gain by lying. And why was the number 79 marked on the inside of those bales of the kill pen that should have never been there? Another question. Let's ask ourselves a question. Is where did those ostriches go? And did Canadian Food Inspection Agency take them for their own advantage with antibodies and testing, and to see if they could actually make the worst kind of development that they could, which is a vaccine from them? Or are they going to actually create the therapeutics in which we were already ready to make for the world, something natural that was going to put some pressure on vaccine reliance? So God bless every one of you. You are amazing. Remember, it's Manifesting Miracle Monday, and we are going to get through this together. So thank you for all of your love, and I'll keep you posted on the Farmers Federation, and that is going to be exciting. We're just going to keep steamrolling forward, but we are going to hold Canadian Food Inspection Agency accountable. So thank you for being part of our journey. Thank you for being part of our family, and let's rise up. God bless every one of you.